Right, let's turn to other things and our nightly look at the coronavirus situation here. And the number of positive cases continues to rise, I'm afraid, but there is encouraging news on the numbers of people who need hospital treatment. Well, Andrew is on the balcony for us now. Andrew, just looking at those football celebrations last night, is that going to be reflected in the figures, do you think?
Hi David, yeah, well it's too early to say of course because it takes a couple of weeks for someone who catches the virus to then develop symptoms and then get a test and then they start to show up in the figures. But I think it is fair to say there is quite a lot of coronavirus around in the West Country, as there is across the rest of England as well at the moment. Let's just show you the average graph. This covers our 17 local authority areas. We've been keeping tabs on this for more than a year now, but you can see just over the past 5 weeks or so, the average rate started to go up. It's pretty steady, pretty steep too, and it's now gone up to about 197 cases per 100,000 people. But things are different this time around in several crucial ways, and one of those is that there are now far fewer people who need to go to hospital after they catch the virus. That's partly of course because we have double jabbed the most vulnerable people in society, but it's also because the virus this time around seems to be concentrated in younger people, and that's something we talked to Bristol's Director of Public Health about earlier on today.
Our infection rates are continuing to rise. The majority of those cases still in the younger age groups, so under 40s specifically, about 68% in the under 40s, but mostly in the under 30s.
So it is mostly in younger people, but actually the vaccine uptake in people in their 30s and in people in their 20s actually has been pretty good here in the West. Let's just show you the latest figures that we get every week from the government on that. You already know that everybody over 50 has already had their first dose. In the 40s, it's 85%, so nearly there. For people in their 30s, it's 73%. And for people in their 20s, it's 60%. That's the orange bars at the top there. If you look at the blue bars at the bottom, these are second doses. Everyone over 50 in the West has been double jabbed. More than half of people in their 40s, 62%, and about a third of people in their 30s, 32%. So that's going pretty well, even though the cases here don't make for very pretty viewing. Let's pop those up on your screen for you as well. These are our 17 local authorities. You can see there are some fairly high numbers there. So Bristol is at 472 cases per 100,000, Gloucester at 345. South Gloucestershire and North Somerset are both the others above the national average. They're 301 and 272. Bath and North East Somerset and Tewkesbury, 264 and 263. Cheltenham and Stroud, 250 and 211. Cotswold and Wiltshire, 168 and 167. Swindon and the Forest of Dean, 158 and 120. Dorset's 106, Sedgemoor 101. And then Mendip is 98, South Somerset and Somerset West and Taunton both at the bottom there on 87. But I think the takeaway today really, David, is that the virus cases are spreading pretty rapidly. Numbers are very high, but there are far fewer people now needing to go to hospital. So we are in a much better position than we were, say, 6 months ago, for example.
Yeah, that's encouraging. Thank you, Andrew, for that. Oh, by the way, we've got you on. Who's going to win on Sunday?
England, 2-1.
There you are. And there's a man who knows about figures. We shall see.